Okay, since I'm doing an Army Life vlog, I was asked, or it was suggested to me to do the MilSo Tag, and it's about 25 questions. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with that. Question number 1 is, how did you and your military member meet? Me and my husband met in high school, actually. We were about 15 or 16. He was on the basketball team. I was on the dance team, which is super cliche, I know, but they were having practice in the gym, and we practiced in the gym lobby until they were done. And I don't remember what song we were dancing to, but they were done, and they came out in the lobbies, to leave. And I guess they liked whatever the song was. So, like, the whole basketball team just started dancing out there in the lobby. And I saw my husband. This is the very first time I've ever seen my husband. And he was just, I loved the way that he danced. And to me, that was everything back then, because dudes thought it wasn't cool to dance or whatever. So I loved the fact that he danced. I loved his smile. And just, I got a thing for men who are tall. And he's so tall. I'm 5'4", and he's 6'3.5", so he's like a foot taller than I am. And you'll probably hear noise in the background. My son is hard at work on my laptop. So, but yeah. So I met him in high school in the lobby. Like the way he danced, like that he was tall. So I introduced myself, and that's how we met. Question number 2. How old were you when you two met? We were about 15 or 16 years old. Question number 3. How long have you been together? Now, if you just randomly meet us and ask us, we're probably going to say forever. We dated the first time we met when we were like 15 or 16 years old. We dated for about 4 months. And I don't know, I just thought like we were super comfortable with each other. But it was the beginning of high school. Like I wanted to, I don't know, I just thought you're supposed to like date other people. Yeah, right. So we broke up about 4 months later. And then he didn't speak to me for a couple months, but after that, we were like best friends. Like he's like my person, like always has been, always will be. Like even when we weren't together, it kind of felt like we were together. So yeah, but then when we got back together officially, we've been married almost 3 years, been together 4 years. But technically, we've been together forever. So yeah. Question number 4, where are you and your spouse originally from? Prince George, Virginia. Not Prince George's, like in Nova, but Prince George, like right around the Fort Lee, Petersburg, Hopewell area. Number 5. The computer. You do cute, you guys. Number 5, how did you feel about him joining the military? If I'm completely honest, it was not my first choice for him. I was raised military all my life. My dad was in the Army. And I realized once I was older that he was doing what he had to do. But as a kid, I didn't really like the whole like missing holidays or birthdays or anything like that. And I didn't really want that for my future children at the time that he told me he was getting married. We didn't have any kids. But I mean, I respected his decision. It was something he always wanted to do because his parents were in the military as well. And, excuse me, he just said he felt like that was the best thing to do to support a wife and to support a family. And I respect that. And it's a dream he had. And I'm going to never kill his dreams, whether it's my choice or not. If that's what he wanted to do, then, I support him. And it wasn't nothing, from what I thought, it wasn't nothing new because I was raised Army, but there's a huge difference between being an Army brat and being an Army spouse. So, I mean, it's cool. Number 6, where did your spouse go to basic training? Fort Jackson, South Carolina. 7, has your spouse ever been deployed? Yes. Like, maybe about a year after we got married, he deployed to Europe for 9 months. Number 8, ever been to his promotion ceremony? I haven't, but his unit doesn't really have that much of a ceremony. I don't know, maybe when he's like NCO, maybe they'll be like more formal-ish about it, but I haven't been to one so far. But his next rank should be sergeant, so hopefully there'll be one there, and then I can go. Door. Do you need help? Hold on. All right, had to help my son real quick. But number 9, I think. How long have you been a military wife? Since we got married. So in September, it'll be 3 years. Number 10. Did you marry him before or after he joined? I mean, technically before, but like I said, he went to basic 2 weeks after we got married. So, yeah. Number 11. How did your husband propose? At his parents' house. At the time when we were dating, we both still lived with our parents. And it was after we had like a movie night. Like we were just, chilling, watching movies. And then when I was leaving, it had to be like 1 in the morning. And I went to go put on my boots and my coat because it was snowing. And then when I came back from putting on my jacket and my boots, he was down on one knee with a ring and just pretty much gave me a speech about, wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to leave at 1 in the morning? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could do this all the time without anybody having to like get up and go home kind of thing? And just, was telling me how he's been in love with me since we were 15 and all this stuff. So it was very, very cheesy and I loved every second of it. So yeah, he proposed after a movie night. Number 12, where did you get married? We got married in Richmond, Virginia at the state capitol. The grounds are beautiful. So that's where we had the ceremony. And then we had the reception at an art gallery in Petersburg. Hopefully if I can find a picture, I'll like put it up here or somewhere. But both places are beautiful. 13, how old were you two when you got married? This was September 2015, so I was 25, he was 24. 14, did he wear his uniform? No, like I said, he didn't go to basic training until 2 weeks after we got married. So there was no uniform to wear. 15, where are you and your spouse currently stationed? We are in Fort Drum, New York. And if you don't know the military and you don't know Fort Drum, a lot of people think like, oh, that's so cool. You live in New York City. We live nowhere near New York City. We're about 6 hours north. We live about 20 minutes from the Canadian border. So, yeah. 16, do you live on base? We do not. In short, what we qualified for was like super unacceptable, super small, super raggedy, just wasn't taken care of. And we were about to have a kid and the carpets were trash and just, no, it was no way. So we live right off base, but we're literally like not even a mile from the main gate. So we don't live far, but we don't live on base. 17, how long were you married when you had to go through your first separation? 2 weeks, because he went to basic training 2 weeks later. And then when he deployed, we had been married for probably like a year. And then he deployed for 9 months. 18, what is your favorite base so far? This is the only base we've been to so far. This is our first base at Fort Drum. Like I said, I was raised Army, and I think my favorite base then was Fort Lee because it's just where I grew up. I got there like around middle school and was in the area until, I went to college. So Fort Lee was my favorite, being raised Army, but with my husband, this is our first base. But the next base we're going to, we've visited and been around plenty, so I'm pretty sure that will be my favorite base. 19. Do you think your spouse looks good in his uniform? My husband looks damn good in that uniform. I never realized just how much I love men in uniform until I saw him in the uniform, because like, you see like a basketball uniform, or like he was an auto tech before we got married. And he looked good in that too, but like seeing him with the uniform, hat, the boots, like just the regular everyday uniform. But like when I see him in the dress blues at basic and AIT graduation, like baby daddy's a snack. Okay, them uniforms. I mean, he fine on his own, but in them uniforms, you hear me? Snack. 20. Do you think military life is more advanced than civilian life? I have no idea what that means. I don't have a clue. I don't know what advanced means. It almost sounds like military people live in the future or something, but I don't know. I'm sure there's like things that make it alike or different or whatever, I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to. Like I said, I was raised Army life, and I married into Army life, so I can't really compare civilian life and Army life because I don't have anything to compare it to. I've been an Army all my life. So, moving on. I don't even know what that means. Question 21. Do you like the benefits you receive as a military dependent? What's that? I do.
What's that, camera?
Here, hold on. I'm almost done. Give me 1 second. Okay, the last thing I asked was, do you like the benefits you receive as a military dependent? Yeah, I do. I think if we weren't in the military, like, medical bills and stuff like that would be super expensive, but TRICARE covers, like, pretty much everything, so as far as, like, medical benefits, definitely, in case we were to ever, get sick or need any kind of medical attention, like, yeah, I like that. What else? Love the commissary up here in upstate New York. It's pretty expensive. Like, we went to Walmart and a pack of ground beef was literally like $9, and at the commissary it's $3. So, love the commissary. Love the PX. I think they call it the exchange now, but you don't know what the PX is. The PX. Because they're like, tax-free, and it's just, everything's cheaper on base, in my experience. I don't know if it's different anywhere else. And, even the Class 6 is cheaper than the liquor stores on the economy. So, yeah, I definitely like my military benefits. Hey! And... sorry, my son is like super distracting right now. 22. Do you have a lot of military wife friends? I don't. When we moved here at first, I made an attempt. I went to a new moms group and I went to a makeup class. And in the moms group, it was pretty cool, but people had moved so much when it first started that it just kind of fell apart. But I did make two pretty good friends there. Sierra, who was my neighbor, she lived like 2 doors down. And she's awesome, and her son, Jax, is freaking adorable. And then I also made a friend, Amy. So now that he's like wide awake, he's a little bit more distracting. So, about to get him something to drink because he's thirsty, he said. But, yeah, I made kind of an effort. But ever since we've been back, since my husband came back from deployment, I haven't made... Can you give me your cup? Give me your cup. It's right here. It's right here. I haven't made the best efforts. So, yeah. Sierra and Amy, friends I made in the mom group. In the makeup group, it was some decent girls, but they moved so quickly after, and we left so quickly after that I didn't even... we didn't get to be, like, super tight or anything like that. But, yeah, the few girls I met in the makeup thing that were pretty cool, shout out to Isamar and Lita. They were super awesome, but, like, we didn't really get to kick it like talking about because they moved shortly after. So, yeah. But I'll definitely make a better effort at our next duty station. 23. What is the hardest part of the military life? I think the 2 toughest things is probably that being away from my family. You want to get up? Ugh. So yeah, it's probably being away from my family and my, when my husband's gone. That's extremely difficult, but like my sisters are my best friends, so it's definitely hard being apart from them. And like I said, when my husband goes away, it's difficult, especially because the first time he deployed, my son was like 9 months. So it was like doing this new parent thing by myself. So yeah, that's pretty difficult sometimes. 24. Do you own military wife stuff? No, I don't think so. I don't have like the, like they have the little crazy, like bumper stickers and stuff on their cars or sweaters or some crap like that. I don't have any of that. I have 2 t-shirts that say I love my soldier, and what else? That's it. I don't really have a lot of like army wife stuff. So yeah, I have those 2 t-shirts and that's about it. I have seen some sweatpants I like at the PX, so maybe I'll get some more stuff, but I don't know. It's not stuff that really crosses my mind like, oh, I need this in my life. It's not, whatever. And the final question, number 25. Do you support your spouse as a member of the military? Duh, I think is the answer. Like, he's my husband, so I definitely support him in everything. Like, I support him like a wife is supposed to support her husband the way I see it. But, like, I don't really know 100% what the question is asking. If they're saying, like, do you support him, like, you know, you go to the picnics and the events and the balls and the join the FRG and all that stuff, I don't. I think I definitely need to make a better effort as far as that. But our time is almost up here, so I'll probably make a better effort at the next place because I think I just didn't know what I was supposed to, like, expect or what I was supposed to do as far as joining the FRG. I loved the show Army Wives when it was out on Lifetime. And there, like, when their husbands joined a unit, then the FRG comes and introduces themselves and tells you, like, come to this event, we meet here, there, da-da-da. And that's not how it happened in real life. So, I never made an effort either as far as trying to join an FRG. I don't even know exactly what they're about, to be honest. But I do want to be more, like, involved in stuff and, you know, represent him because all the other wives are supposedly there. Like I said, I've never been to their meetings or whatever. So, like, doing picnics and decorations and having, you know, people in his unit, like, having them over and stuff like that, no. I haven't done that. I didn't make a good effort in doing that. But, I hope to do so, like, at my next duty station. I'll probably do a little bit better with that. I had to step out of the room because my son is, like, screaming and being nuts. But yeah, so I hope to make a better effort at the next duty station. But I support him, but I don't necessarily, I guess, show it the way some of the other wives do. I don't know. So, yes, no. But, yeah, that's about it. So, that's the end of the questions. If you have any other questions for me personally or, you know, about military life from my experience, because everybody's experience is different, you can put your questions in the comments down below. If you have suggestions of videos you want me to do, questions you want me to answer, anything of that nature, just comment down below. Let me know. And then, you know, I'll comment back or, you know, make a new video. So just let me know. So yeah, I'll see you guys next.